We opened our gardens this year through Rotary for charity and also to give people ideas about what to do when they have limited space and lots of imagination. This is a video to try and help you develop an intriguing sense of what is possible in a small garden. Firstly, I decided the concrete looked weary, so I repainted the concrete wall to look like concrete. Nothing is quite as it appears in this garden. A lot of things aren't real, and we've mixed vegetables with flowers to add extra practicability to a small garden. Great fun collecting your own strawberries, looking at broccoli that becomes a flower, growing huge tomato plants unintentionally, which will change next year, and also some lovely courgettes, which we've already had some of. Under here, lurking, there you go. Many herbs of all kinds, parsley, sage, rosemary, thyme. We've got sorrel, basil, you name it, we seem to have it. And the usual suspects that you have in a front garden, pretty flowers, but not all of them real. And here we have hydrangea, beautiful hydrangea that came through for us this year. And a banana tree, which actually, apparently, I'll find out, grows real bananas. I suspect that'll have to grow in our lounge window during winter, but we'll see. Some of the flowers are real, like these beautiful little Xanthodecia lilies, calla lilies. And these little purpley ones. Geraniums, and a whole lot of ones that some of which are real and some of which aren't. Let's take you through the house to the other side. On the way, I'd like to show you a vase which has been plastered with plasticine, because that makes it look really good, don't you think? A £2 vase from a charity shop has been upgraded beautifully just with the simple addition of plasticine. Here we have Carter's Steam Fair in miniature. I loved the beautiful sort of Victorian circusy type concept. Decided to do that with my garden table and chairs. Of course, we have our elephant, which lots of you have seen, with the little chameleon, which represents us looking through the trees, thinking we see a delicious morsel, but it's usually attached to an elephant in one of the smaller rooms in the house. This is beautiful and exquisite, but it's not real. And here we have painted trees all over the place, different colors. But the big thing to remember is I used water-based paint, which is much friendlier to the tree. They're quite happy to grow with water-based paint. If you use oil-based or solvent-based paint, you will kill your tree. So my bamboo has been painted green here because it was looking a bit manky. And fatsias are really wonderful things. They're very exotic here in Maidenhead. Reminds me of Durban. And a little mirror in the corner, which I added milliput to, which is a kind of putty which you can roll out like plasticine, and it air hardens. Wonderful thing to create texture and volume in different projects. Quite often it's fun to put real and synthetic things together. These lilies weren't behaving themselves. Some of them were going green, so I added 3 flowers to the mix which are synthetic from the local garden shop. My bamboozle. Bamboo had a bit of a facelift while I got involved with the garden this year. And of course my happy fountain that I love. Didn't want to dig a hole because it's too much effort, so we put the bucket above ground and then made it look like it had a tumbling waterfall coming down to the rocky area underneath together with the duck. Flower arrangement with some real and some not. I don't have patience with waiting. If things don't cooperate, I help them along a bit just to make things happy. Little happy tree. And if you follow me down here to the studio, you will see that I have stained glass window in front of me, which isn't really stained glass. It's very easy for you to do this idea, to copy this idea. Is, again, it's milliput. You get a design which you put on the back of your window, and you draw with permanent marker along the design. So it's basically just copying exactly what you see. Then you roll out your milliput like plasticine, and you can follow the lines that you've created. And then once you've finished that and stuck them onto the front of the window, behind the window you can paint glass paint in whatever pattern you would like. So you don't even need to know how to draw, but you can create something amazing. And of course this is rather a dark passageway, so what we have down here is synthetic plants, just playing games with different ideas and looks. Our archway. I like to paint some of the branches I don't like the colors of. Add plasticine, always remembering to use water-based paint. My granddaughter helps me paint rocks. This is the arbor with our little kitty cats. It's their shrine. I did a little picture for them when they went a couple of years ago. I haven't shown you the table and chairs. This is another thing that is lots of fun to do. You paint with acrylic paint, then you draw your pattern with permanent marker, and then you cover with yacht varnish to make sure that it stays strong through winter. Also, you can use milliput in the crack area so that that area doesn't rot, even though it is dented in usually with these tables. They tend to get rotten in that area. And this is the last part of my garden. Again, lots of happy shrubbery and a little mirror. I love little mirrors in the garden. Take you through the house so that you can say goodbye to the dodo, because everybody likes the dodo. Very stern dodo. And then let me take you outside for the very final thing. I forgot to tell you that these are birch bay trees because I painted the trunks to look like birches. So you can do natural looking things if you like, as well as all the complex other stuff you can play games with. I'd like you to have a happy summer playing